Hello. It is April 1st. What a day to come back onto the internet. My hair looks a mess. Um, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I posted on this channel. It's been a week. um, a lot has happened. So I actually meant to post Friday, I think it was, and I couldn't because something that happened with my phone, and yeah, I was having some issues, but I actually did mean to post before now. But anyway, I'm here now, and I got a lot that I want to share. So I think the last thing that I talked about on this channel was that I went and filed for divorce and how emotional I was and going through that. Or did I talk about serving the papers? I don't know if I talked about serving the papers, but that was a shit show within itself. If you guys want like real details on what happened with that, just let me know. I will make a separate video. Actually, I'm lying. I'm gonna just talk about it. Sorry, I had something in my teeth. So I don't think I talked about the serving of the papers. So when I went to serve the papers, by law, I'm not allowed to. Oh, hold on. This channel is so chaotic. If you watch my videos, thanks. Welcome to my channel. My name is LatinaMarie. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. In 2024, from August until January, from October until January, I was homeless, and I now live in a new city, and I'm just keeping up with my life as I go through 2025 and try to figure it out and stay on my feet, because I'm pretty much back on my feet. But yeah, so now I'm going through my divorce, which has been a process, such a process that I was not prepared for. I wasn't thinking that it was going to be as stressful as it is. Silly me to think that a divorce was going to go by smoothly, even though we both want the divorce. But yeah, I filed, and luckily I didn't have to pay the price of the initial filing fee because I get state assistance. My kids are on Medicaid, and I do get food stamps. So that fee was waived. I did opt to deliver or serve the papers myself. By law, I was not allowed to hand the papers to him. He was not allowed to receive the papers from my hands. I had to give them to someone else to give to him, which was my mom in this instance. But yeah, it had to be someone of the age of 18 or older, and my mom was who I took with me to give the papers. This whole situation turned out to be something that I was not expecting. Taking it back just a little bit, my husband is in a new relationship, which I'm perfectly fine with. Does not bother me, has not bothered me. But it is the reason why, I don't know if I talked about it on here, but I know I talked about it on TikTok. It is the reason why I felt like it was his responsibility to file for the divorce, because you were in a new relationship. So, you should be taking this on, But he didn't feel that. So I didn't want to file, but I did it anyway because it needed to be done. We needed to file for divorce. Like, we need to get divorced. But yeah, this just was not what I was expecting. So his current girlfriend is not a fan of me. Why, I don't know. Prior to this situation, her and I had never met. She always finds some way or reason to be on the phone whenever I call him. She takes his phone and texts me sometimes. I don't know what that is, why she does that. I don't care to have a conversation to figure it out either. It's just something that has been happening, and I've just kind of been like trying to dodge. So when it came time to serve the papers, the divorce papers to him, you know, I don't know why, but they felt it was necessary for her to be there. I was uncomfortable with her being there just because this was kind of something that I wanted to do with him. This was something that I had things that I wanted to say to him. I wanted him to be able to say whatever he needed to say to me. Not that we won't get a chance to talk. It's just, it felt like I'm serving you divorce papers and there are things on my mind and on my heart that I want to get off. And I can't because someone is like in my space, is what it felt like. Someone is in my space right now. And my mom very politely asked her, hey, cool, you're here, but could you sit in the car? She was very rude and disrespectful to my mom. So that took me over the edge because if you know anything about me, I do not play about my mom. We don't have the best relationship. Like her and I have gone through our things, but I do not play about that woman. That woman gave me life. She's been there by my side for everything, even with everything that her and I have been through. If I call my mom right now, she will figure it out. And so I don't play about her. And he knows that. So the fact that he let her disrespect my mom, his mother-in-law, took me over the edge, and it was just very, very chaotic. It didn't have to be, for the simple fact that she didn't have to be there, but yeah, it just turned into a complete shit show for real. And it was very sad to me because, like I said, I had things that I wanted to say to him. Again, by law, I could not hand him the papers, but, I was allowed to be there. I was allowed to witness the process, make sure he got the papers, make sure that he signed the confirmation that he received the papers. And it just is crazy to me when you realize that someone is so gone. Like, obviously, the feelings that were there between he and I are no longer. I can 100% with all my heart say that I still do care about this man. I love him and I want the best for him. And when I witness things that he's going through, I immediately go back to where I was when things were okay with us. But, to see somebody almost forcing themselves to be over you, because that's what it feels like to me. And not to say that that's exactly what is happening, but that is what it feels like to me. To me, it feels like you're forcing yourself to have no feelings for me. We were married for 11 years, in a relationship for 13 years, and that is not something that somebody just gets over. I detached myself from the relationship years before the separation, whereas to my understanding, that is not what he was doing. He, in his mind, was still working for our relationship and still trying to make it work. And for someone to have been still trying to make it work up until the last minute, to just be like ice cold. I mean, some people are like that, I'm not saying that he still loves me or that he still wants me or that he's like trying to hide that he feels a certain way. It's not that. It's just, you can tell when something's not genuine, It's like not genuine hate that you have for me. It's not genuine frustration that you have for me, because nothing has transpired for us to be there, Because I don't hate you. I just don't feel like we are meant to be in a relationship. I don't feel like we're supposed to be married. I don't feel like we're supposed to be living our lives together. And I don't want to continue to live my life with someone that I don't feel like is supposed to be next to me. I may not have a person. I may have not found my person, At this moment, I am my person, and I'm trying to get back to me. And that's honestly why I needed to end our relationship, because I don't know who I am anymore. And I guess what really hurts me, and I'm about to get a very transparent right now. I guess what really hurts me is that I did think that we had an understanding of where we stood with our situation, you know, um, without saying too much. We had agreements that were in place, and people get hurt and people get frustrated or feel like they have no control over a situation, and everything can change. And I understand that. And trust me, I know that throughout this process, things that he did, things that I did, things that were said, things that happened could have changed either one of our minds or our mindsets on how we were handling things. But to see it go in such a way of like, we can't even talk to each other now. We can't have 2 seconds alone to just say, hey, blah, 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 blah. I sincerely wanted to apologize to him and let him know that, I'm still here as the mother of your kids. I'm still here if you ever need anything. If you feel like you want a friend or need a friend, I'm here. Like that, I just feel like it's important to always let someone know that you feel that way, because you never know what tomorrow holds. I don't know that I'm going to wake up in the morning. And this is something that I'm really struggling with someone else. I don't feel like our friendship is the best thing for me in my life right now, but I love and care about you so much. And I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. And it's like, ghosting ain't my thing. Like, that's just not my thing. I feel like that's so rude. I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me. It's just not my thing. I mean, everybody keeps telling me, but they would do it to you. Yeah, but I just feel like just because they would doesn't mean that I should, So I guess moral of this check-in is that I'm trying throughout this process to not change who I am. At this point, I've started to feel like I need to hold on to the pure heart that I have more than anything right now. I have nothing else but to continue to be pure and loving and myself. And as hard as it is, it just makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing to stay true to me, So I don't know, a lot of thoughts just started running through my head as I was opening up with that. But yeah, I'm in for a long divorce process, which I was not expecting. I thought this was going to be easy peasy, seeing as how both of us want this. I thought. But I don't know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe we don't both want this. I don't know. But if somebody can tell me what that is, like, is that fat in my eye? Like, why is it just hanging out there? Anyway, if you like this video, if you have any advice for me on how to handle a divorce and how to stay calm and stay true, let me know down in the comments, because I right now I really need all the advice that I can get on how to process everything that I'm going through. And I know I just rambled and it probably didn't make any sense, and that's okay. I'm making these videos for myself so that I can go back and look at them and see where my head was and where I'm at. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.